Hey there everybody, Professor Cloud here with a new Professor Build series. And I've talked about this game before, both on stream and off in some of my videos, that I had been looking forward to this and watching it and keeping an eye on it. I'm a big fan of the SteamWorld universe. I've played a number of their mobile games, such as SteamWorld Heist, SteamWorld Quest. I've also played both Steam Dig 1 and 2. So I enjoy the universe, and when they decided to come out with a build game, I'm like, oh, yeah, this is going to be right up my alley. I have already tried this out, wanted to make sure that it was the type of game that I thought would work well for the Professor Build series. Have not finished an entire run. The runs are much shorter than with Anno 1800, but they do have a similar feel to Anno 1800, combined with Dungeon Keeper, which I've never played, so I'll just have to take a whole bunch of people's words for it, such as Dan's Gaming. The whole entire point is we start off by picking a map. We've got 5 different options here: Giddy Up Gorge, High Roller Dunes, Grand Gully, Tumbleton, and Fossil Park. They all have a desertish feel to most of them, from what I can tell. But then, of course, they have some different other aesthetics. I will not be doing the story. I have not found the story to be tremendously engaging. For me, it's all about the building. And focusing on the building and enjoying the building, talking about the building, analyzing the building, all of that kind of wonderful stuff, while keeping within the SteamWorld universe. So we're going to do a completely new run with the story turned off. As you can see here, it has been unchecked. I will keep the tutorial on for this first run. If we do any subsequent runs, then I will absolutely turn the tutorial off. We also will be using a random mine map, which means that the mines that we are going to be searching, again, aka Dungeon Keeper, they will completely be random as to where things are located, where we find stuff, and so on. Now, you might be asking, well, Brian, why is SteamWorld Build even in your build series? One, it has a very strong feel to Anno 1800. Everyone has said so, including me, based on the couple of hours that I played already. The other thing about it is there is a difference. You are, in fact, trying to get off the planet. So there is an end game, unlike Anno 1800, which you could play for forever if you really wanted to. You could take it from 1800 to 2040 or 70 or whatever their one game was, if you really wanted to. But that's not necessarily the case in SteamWorld Build. Yes, you could potentially do that and keep building, but there's nothing really to build after a certain point, because your entire point is to try and get to that escape velocity. So let's go ahead and pick one of the maps, and let's go ahead and get started and see what the differences are, or what the enjoyment is in SteamWorld Build. I think we're going to go with High Roller Dunes. I'm a big fan of Las Vegas, so I'm hoping that this is what they're trying to go after with this particular map. Let's give it a name of, I don't know, Newcastle. Considering we'll get it to match with my Anno 1800 runs of the first 2 seasons. And let's get started. All right. Let's get you started then. Move the camera with WASD. You can rotate the camera with middle mouse. You can also zoom in and out with, yep, there we go. There we go. Yep. Bingo. All right. Let me get myself down. All right, so residents are going to be the next big thing. Oops, there we go. Now I've got my hands on the right buttons. We start off with a train station. A train station is where you're going to be able to get add-ons for your buildings to make them better. First of all, though, let's take a quick look around. All right, here's our mine shaft. That's where we're going to obviously go down. We have, the Paris, apparently, location. But for the most part, this is dunes. Very sandy. You can also see down in the bottom right-hand corner. Oop, let me remove my camera. There we go. You can also see down in the bottom right-hand corner, we do have a mini-map of the entire area, just like we do in Anno. So the first thing we have to do is we have to get residents. We have 6 residential buildings that we need to build. So we only have the train station and then a small road. Now, we can go to both sides of the road, but we will absolutely need to use as much space as we possibly can. So let's go ahead and start with workers. Just like in Anno, there are different levels of people. So we'll build our first worker residential. And then we're going to need to extend our road. Seeing as we've got this big wall here, I think I'm just going to take and go all the way down and build residentials right alongside. 4, 5, 6. There we go. Fulfilling needs will increase your population and earn your higher taxes. Currently, your citizens need a general store. So just like in Anno, you're going to get a certain number of workers based off of satisfaction levels, and each tier of worker, you're going to get different requirements. So in this particular case, the needs is the general store. Let's go ahead and put a general store in place. And thankfully, just like in Anno, it is showing us exactly what the coverage is. So I'm going to put it somewhere in the middle, like right there. There we go. Got everybody covered. Now, we cannot put buildings on top of the track. And we've unlocked a milestone. A new milestone. New milestones unlock new buildings and new needs for your citizens that must be fulfilled. You can always check the needs of your citizens by selecting a residential building. Again, just like in Anno 1800. So now we've got a new requirement of a service shop. So let's go ahead, and as you can see, we've actually got exclamation points letting us know that there are needs that are going to be required. So the service shop we'll put right next to the general store. Excellent. And then the next thing is lumber. Big surprise. It's the first thing that we need, just like in Anno. So, and just like in Anno, you do need to find a place for it. Now, unlike in Anno, there are not that many trees. So we could put one right here. We could put one right here. I'm going to put one over on the right-hand side because I feel like it's going to be easier for me to manipulate the roads to get the wood to my citizens. We need a warehouse, of course. So what I'm going to do, take my road, and then run the road down. So it will absolutely go over top of the track, but we absolutely need to be careful. So, the warehouse. And we're going to need lumber mill. Okay. So, we are going to be collecting wood, and of course, just like in Anno, it is a construction material and will be required to build certain things. Matter of fact, if we look at our train station, it requires 4 just to be repaired. Let's go ahead and repair that. We've got enough. Oh, but we need more workers. Not only does it require 4 lumber, but it also requires 120 workers. Well, we are nowhere near that. So, our next quest here is for water. We need to fulfill 5 worker needs and get our population to 200 to complete this. We only need to get to 120 to get our train up and running. So, the next thing then is cactus. Now, in order for cactus to be made available, we actually need workers of 70. We need to double our current population. We look at our needs currently, we've already got everything that we need, but... And remember how I used to always try and find the production window in my Anno 1800 series? By the way, if you're interested, the Anno 1800 series can be found at different points throughout this video. I'm making more than enough lumber, currently. But we'll be able to see exactly what our balance is, making it a lot easier to find out things in this particular UI. I do like this UI a lot better. Let's go ahead and put in some more workers. Okay, and of course, just like before, we need to have road coverage. Now, one thing I am going to do to make it possible for both the service shop and the general store to work is I'm going to try and move some houses around to give road coverage in between. So we do have move. I'm going to put you right there. And then I'm going to put road right there. And then we'll move you. We can put another worker right here. And there. Okay. So once all their needs are met, we will reach a new milestone. Milestones come a little bit faster in this game than they do in 1800. I know I keep talking about Anno 1800 a lot, and I will, because I am a huge, huge fan of that game. And that's the reason I'm playing this game. It's an Anno 1800-like. I hate to say it quite like that, but that's exactly what this is. Alright, so we now have cactus requirements. Cactus provides water. It also will increase our population by 2 per household, and money at 7 per household. One or more resources have a negative balance. Really? Oh yeah, cactus. Of course they do. Alright, so let's go ahead and build out a cactus farm. I'm going to put the cactus farm over here. We can rotate via the tab button. And then, just like in Anno, for certain types of fields, we have to plant fields. So we place our field. Yep, okay. Sorry, some of these tutorials are pretty, logical and straightforward. We only need 3 fields. So, 1, 2, 3. There we go. By building another lumber mill, we can speed up our board production. Yes, that's very, very true. And I did learn from my first few minutes in the game that is absolutely something we'll want to do. The question is where do I want to put it? The other thing to keep in mind is that wood is also used for other things. It will help with other types of production. And we do have all of this area over here that we can potentially use. So I do want to be careful. Can we repair? We still are at only 96. Make sure that everyone's happy. Everyone seems to be happy. We'll go ahead and we'll put in another one next to you. Very good. That gets me to 100. And it'll grow over time. We do have decorations, just like in Anno. I actually have not played around them. They really don't have a use like in Anno. They don't help with, beautification or anything like that. So let's just go ahead and real quickly plant a garden. There we go. 3 little decorations. Very nice. Can we still cannot repair the train station. We need more housing. Alright. So, one of the really cool things I like about this game is the interactivity with the UI. So, as I, for example, would go up in level here, just to go back down, right-click. Right-click. It's really, really super easy and intuitive. I like it a lot. And do I have room? I do not have room. Alright, then let's do this. We'll put you right there, and we'll put road around. Oh. I'm not allowed to go over top of the sign here. That's actually kind of cool that they limited me that way. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so satisfaction level is now at 100% there. Alright, Alright, we only need one more house to get us to the 120 to repair the train. So... Why don't we put one here? Let's make sure that... Good. Good coverage. Alright, excellent. Okay, there's our 120. Let's go ahead and repair the train station. And we are now at our 4th worker need, which is charcoal. So charcoal kiln requires forestry, and then you create the kiln off of that. So that's why I was talking about the fact that forestry does not only is not only tied to lumber, it can also be other things. So unfortunately, those are really the only two. Crap. Okay. All right. Then let's go ahead and put in forestry. Make sure that the fertility is at 100. And let me run a road. Alright, the warehouse can be used. Oh, I just noticed. Warehouse is facing the wrong way. There we go, that's better. Alright, now charcoal kiln. And put it right next to the lumber. Beautiful. Now we have charcoal. And you'll notice now there is a new item called engineers. This is our 2nd tier of population. Again, just like Anno, where we go from farmers to workers to artisans to engineers to investors. There are multiple levels in SteamWorld. Next thing to look at here is in our production. Actually, our production is great. Doing really well. And if we look at our population, we've actually got an excess of 45 workers, so that's really good. Where our current numbers are at a income of 300, so we've got a positive income ratio or positive revenue. I don't know what that 243 is. I don't know what that is. Of course, milestone. Next milestone is 200. So we currently have, from a resource perspective, lumber and rubies. Okay. Next thing. Item tool. So this is one of the things that does not exist in Anno. And I really like that they've done this. Anno did it via trade unions and other buildings where you could add in citizens that would increase production or reduce maintenance cost and things along those lines. Obviously, it could get to be very, very complicated. In this game, what they've done is they've made it very simple. Each building can take in a item. The item can then affect how that building functions. Can produce more revenue, can increase production, things along those lines. So, by me clicking on the item tool, it shows which buildings currently do not have items. Now, where do you get items, you might be asking? Here you go. Train station. The train station gives you access to trade and the ability to buy items that boost the efficiency of your city. It's also where you can set up trades. This is where you buy items and equipment that can boost your city and mine. Items will refresh when the train arrives at the station. So about every game time, every 24 hours. So we've got 3 in here. Only one of them can I actually produce, which is gold. This one, it doesn't make any sense until you get mining. You wouldn't know that if you hadn't played the game yet, but gold only comes from the mine shafts. The workforce reduction obviously lowers the workforce by 90%. That's just freaking huge on a particular building. And then machine reparation bonus, mechanical equipment, machine reparation bonus. I'm not exactly sure what this does. I'll be honest. I don't completely understand what that means. We have enough rubies, but we don't have enough money. The workforce reduction. One of the things I want to show you real quickly is if you click on any resource building, it will show how many of the particular worker or, you know, population tier is being used. So if you have one that is using a large number, for example, I know in my first attempt with the game, I had something that required, I think it was 45 engineers. Well, I absolutely wanted to reduce that. Okay. What is next? Apparently people are unhappy, and I don't know why. Everyone seems to have... Alright, we need to get the population to 200. Okay, so all of this has now been changed. Warehouse deliveries. We get a warehouse item simultaneous deliveries +2. So it basically increases how much can be stored in a particular warehouse. Service inhabitants. Service item citizen bonus +3. I'm guessing that if you put this in the service... Actually, hold on a minute. Let's buy this. Oh, there we go. We put it in the service shop. So you can also put in items in individual shops by going to the item modifications window. So citizen bonus +3. I'm guessing it's going to increase citizens for every building that it has access to. Yeah, that got us to 195 from 150 with one item. That was cool. Wow, that was worth every freaking penny. Let's put in one more building then to get us to the 200. Okay, there we go. Workers ready for upgrading. So you've unlocked a new citizen tier. The expertise of the engineers will enable your city to advance to the next level. Note that engineers have different needs than your workers. Not a big surprise. You can upgrade residentials to their next tier if their satisfaction is at 100. So we need to upgrade 3 workers into engineers. So that's easy. What I'm going to do... You do have to do them one at a time. There is no, you know, create a box and do a bunch of them at one time. Now, as he said, engineers have different needs. So we have charcoal, grocery store, and train station, but they also have moonshine and a saloon, as is only right. I mean, let's be honest here. Everyone needs to have moonshine. So, we need to produce moonshine, and then the saloon, of course, requires the moonshine in order for it to even be able to do anything. Mine shaft is broken and cannot be used. To repair it, we're going to need several engineers, and we'll have to pay some resources. In the mine, you will find unique resources needed for the city to grow. Okay, before we do that, let's get the moonshine and the saloon up and running, and then we'll look at doing the mine shaft. So, what do we need? We already have water. Let's make sure we're making an excess. We have an excess of 2.8, so we're in good shape. The next is we need sand, which, let's be honest, in these maps can be anywhere. And then a glass blower that can create from there. All right, let's see what the sand requires. Alright, so one of the things I don't like is that you cannot hide those. When you're putting buildings down. Alright, so I'm gonna... Actually, you know what? Let's put you here. We've got enough engineers. I need to build up some more engineers first. Okay. Then we need the glass blower. Okay. I guess it really doesn't matter. You cannot afford to build it. Oh, I need more board. I need more wood. Alright, so this is now the perfect time, I think, for us to put in a second forestry and lumber mill. Question is where? I think we get it from down here. Okay, so let's go. I want to put you up against the wall. Except for the... There's 100%. There we go. Alright, good. And then build lumber mill and warehouse. Okay. Okay. So there's our second lumber mill. I don't have enough money for anything. I don't know why I'm even bothering to look. I am going to put in a couple more workers. Okay. And let's make sure... Okay, you are not covered... So let's move you to where you are. There we go. Crap. Actually, hold on a minute. I have an idea. I'll move you to there for now. I'll move you to there. And move you to there. There we go. And moving buildings in this game is much easier, in my opinion. It also helps it doesn't cost anything. We're still short on moonshine. Oh, that's because I couldn't create the whistleblower. Sorry. Glass blower. Whistleblower. I don't know where that came from. Let's see. We're currently at a little over 8,000 money-wise. So you'll notice we've got some new resources. We have lumber, tools, rubies we've already talked about, and then gold. As I already mentioned, gold is something that will come from the mines once we repair the mine shaft. Tools can also come from the mine. It can also be created over time as well. Once we get the mine up and running, we'll be able to start taking a look at that. Now, the saloon here requires 12 lumber, so we're really going to need to... I'm glad I put in that new lumber mill. Okay. So there is our glass blower, along with our cactus farm, equals our moonshine. Let's take a look at... We're a little short on moonshine, but that'll change over time, of course, as it gets produced. Take a look at what is currently in the train station. Increasing the warehouse. That's probably something I'm going to have to do, because this warehouse that I have is taking in... moonshine, it's taking in lumber, it's taking in charcoal, it's taking in, I think, the water from the cactus farm. You can also increase production speed. That one's way too expensive. No way I'm getting anywhere near that one anytime soon. And then we are going to need the saloon. The saloon is the last one. Let's take a look at what it's going to take to repair the mine shaft. First thing it's going to take is a road. There we go. We need 8 boards and 1,200 in money, as well as 1,800 engineers. All right, we need to upgrade a couple more engineers. Actually, I don't think that was a good idea. Okay, good. Alright, so I'm going to put the saloon right here as soon as we get enough boards for it. That'll cover all of the engineers, and we should be good to go there. And let me put in another worker there. Oh, I thought the general... Okay, actually this is a good opportunity. Let's go ahead and put in another general store over on this side. That way we can expand even more. And with one more board or lumber, that piece of lumber that comes in, we'll be able to build the saloon. And the saloon is going to give us 2 more engineers per house as well as 5 in money. There we go. I think the front is that way. No, I'm wrong. Front's that way. Okay. Excellent. Oh, crap. You know what I didn't do? I forgot to actually create the moonshiner. So I created the glass and the cactus, but I didn't create the actual moonshiner. We need more boards, but I'm going to move you over one, move you over one, and then can I put, no, I can't. Trying to figure out where I want to do this. I wonder... Alright, let me try something. Nope, that doesn't give me... Well... But I can put the moonshiner right here. Yeah, there we go. We can put it right there. Okay. Low fertility. Well, crap. I didn't even look at that. Well, it's okay. It's giving us what we need. Right now, I'll just let it go. If I need to move it, I can move it later. There's plenty of space over here if we need to. Oh, that's new. I hadn't seen that happen before. Basically a big, quote-unquote, tumbleweed. That I was able to get money for. So that was nice. Let's see what's... Can we, I wish I had some more rubies, but I don't. Alright. Mine shaft. We can repair it. Let's go. Good job. Now let's head down into the mine. So, number 1 is for the city. Number 2 is for the mine. There's our first set of gold. The instability of the planet is dangerous. If ignored, there will be collapses in the mine. We can place pillars to stabilize it. Unstable areas will be shown in striped blue squares. This little pop-up here lets us know that there is instability in the mine, and we have to be careful about stability. Next, we need miners. But just like up on top, there are different tiers of workers down in the bottom. So you can see here we have 4 different tiers up top. We currently only have 2 up top. 4 different tiers down bottom, 2 up top currently. So for miner quarters, I believe it's 3x3. Miners do all your digging. Let's set up their quarters now. The size of the room determines how many miners are recruited. Click and drag to build larger quarters quickly. Quarters must be at least 9 tiles to function. So let's go. By the way, the pillar does not matter. Okay, there we go. So we now have a pillar. And then we can dig, which is basically just telling them where to dig. Otherwise, they'll do things on their own. Miners will now dig through the marked tiles. The more miners you have, the faster the digging will go. A maximum of 3 miners can dig through a tile at the same time. So really, there's no point in having more than that. All right. So next, let's go ahead and set up room. So I can get more miners. Scrap is essential for future construction and production. The growth of our city relies upon unique resources found in the mine. Dig your way towards the highlighted tile to uncover a scrap vein. Alright, as soon as I can, I'm going to increase this. That was the whole reason why I did what I did. So you have to not only clear the brick, but you also have to clear what's on the ground. You actually cannot place any new quarter of any kind until the miner has cleared the ground as well, which is what they're doing right now. So I'm kind of waiting for him to do that before I put down any more. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. If you click on the quarters, it will tell you how many more tiles to gain an additional miner. So it looks like it's about 6, because I just put down 3 more. Okay. So it costs 75 money, 1 gold nugget, and 1 board. Okay, so there's our second miner. And we have instability. They haven't cleared the ground yet. And there's some more rubies. So maybe we can now get the warehouse upgrade. You'll notice that there's different colors. So we've got sandstone, dirt, bedrock. That lets us know, what level of miner is required. Come on, come remove this one. There we go. Okay, so we've got scrap vein there. We actually have a scrap vein right here also, but... Well, actually we can get to it. So let's go ahead and get that gold nugget. There's our first scrap vein. I found the scrap vein. Use the dig tool to mark it for mining, except for you need a particular type of miner for that. Okay, so let's do... There's our third miner. We now need prospectors. But we need more engineers up top before we can actually do that. So the next thing then, let me go ahead and get all of this cleared and all of this cleared. And then we will go up top and find out what's going on up here. So our engineers are actually happy at the moment. We just need more of them. So we've got these two. Let's go ahead and upgrade these two. You got a new road type. It will make warehouses and service buildings reach further, as well as speed up your delivery bots. We now have a paved road as well as a dirt road. And then we can also make our own tools from any scrap that we find in the mine. We can actually create tools. And then there is a surveyor office as well. So the engineers now have a surveyor office requirement, which will increase money in engineers. So let's go ahead and do that first. I don't know what the surveyor does, I will be honest. So I'm going to put him out here by the mine shaft, because I feel like that's probably the best option. Now, what does the surveyor do? Engineers plan all their projects in this building, making it an essential service for them to be able to do their job. Oh, we actually know that can't be put out here. We need to move it. It needs to go in here. There we go. Now everyone's happy. Okay, let's see what's in the train station. So we can buy gold directly. Service income. So service item tax bonus. So it's another item that can be put into the service delivery item, area. Unfortunately, we already have one. Ooh, that's facing the wrong way. There we go. Yeah, we already have the citizen bonus. And there's only one item that can be put in each building, from what I've been able to tell so far. Alright, so we now have, I believe, enough engineers that if we go down into the mine, we should be able to do prospectors now, yes. Alright. I'm going to do that. Now we have prospector quarters. A place for your prospectors to rest and resupply. The larger the quarter, the more prospectors it can support. I don't know. This is the one problem now. It's finding areas for them to work, to live. Maybe that? Alright, so we now have one prospector. So let's now put... He will now go and grab scrap from the scrap vein. We aren't mining the scrap vein we found earlier. Mark it with the dig tool to have your prospectors mine for resources. I just did that. And apparently we have more stability issues. We do? Oh, yep, right here. You have a steady flow of scrap. We should consider building a tools maker in the city so we don't have to rely on finding tools in the mine. Alright. That's easy enough. Again, we will absolutely put this near the mine shaft. The warehouse right next to it. Excellent. Next thing is I'm going to go ahead and do a paved road for here. Okay. I will absolutely do a paved road over to here as well, but at the moment Oh, here we go. Warehouse deliveries. Yep, let's do that one. And we will put that there. Excellent. That will help improve that one. We're short on scrap, but that's going to take a bit. What is this tab? Dusty Caverns. Oh, okay. Those are our different levels. Never mind. I'm sorry. Alright, I am going to get my miners to remove that area so that we can increase the prospector quarters. Still short on scrap. We'll get there. There's another scrap vein up here, right here. So let's go ahead and do those two next. We'll increase our prospector quarter, and we'll get a second one so that we can have him building in on that. Yep. Alright, there's our second prospector. There. Give me too few prospectors. I have 2 scrap veins. I have 2 prospectors. Why does it say I only have 1 prospector? Okay, let me do this then. Okay, there's our second prospector. Okay. I don't know what happened, but yeah, that was strange. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. Alright, build a pickaxe maker, extract ironium vein, find the first piece of old tech. So the old tech is what's going to allow us to build the rocket ship to get off the planet. That's the whole idea. Alright, we need another 20 engineers to get to the next milestone. Alright, I'm gonna mine this and get the gold. That'll give me room to build another area if I need to. Plus it gives me more gold, which I 100% need. Good. That looks good. Alright, let's do you. Alright, let's go up. Oh, nope. Hold on. We have instability. Down here. Here we go. There. Excellent. Perfect. Alright, let's go up to the top. And they want us to build a pickaxe maker. Oh, before I do that, let me do road there. That wasn't quite what I wanted, but that's okay. That works. Warehouse delivery. Production speed. Production speed of plus 40%. If we could find some more rubies, I'd do that in a heartbeat. Alright, we need engineers. Pickaxe. We need 20 more engineers. Alright, then let's do you and you. How does that work? How does that look? We need more regular workers now. In the population section above, you can see the citizen balance. Negative numbers means we don't have enough steam bots in our refineries and they will work slower. Yep. That's why I just put in more housing. And the new ones are all happy. Alright, good. We should now have enough, except for we're still short on spare parts. Huh. And of course the pickaxes, and that's because I haven't done anything with respect to pickaxes yet. Oh, spare parts maker. Okay, yep, let's go ahead and put that in place. 8,000, 6 and 10. Yep, we're good. We'll put you right here. No, we're gonna fix that. I don't like the looks of that. Tab. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. Yeah, for now it's back. There we go. Now that looks good. I like that much, much better. Alright, so that'll help with that. Next is the pickaxe. Which also requires forester. How are we doing on wood? Oh, that's lumber. 1.4. I don't know if that's going to be enough. This is where things start to get a little crazy because wood-wise, there's one over here, one there. The wood is, it appears, whoa, is very concentrated. I wonder if I could put another one right there. Okay. Because we're starting to put some distance. Fertility's only 71%. Oh, I know why. Hold on. Let's move you to there. Okay. Now we can use the same forest for two different ones. Can I move you over one? 71's the best I can get. And then we've got this one over here that we can probably do as well. Alright, that got us to 4.9. So we should definitely have enough now for the pickaxe. And we'll make that the last thing for this episode. And we'll put you right there. Okay, there we go. And population-wise, we're at 15 over on both workers and engineers, so we're fine. We don't need to build any more population. Take a look. Why are there no spare parts? Oh, the spare parts require ironium. There's a problem. I don't know where ironium even is. But unfortunately, we're going to have to figure that out in the next episode. Hopefully, you have been enjoying this. I'm having a great time. I'm doing smaller episodes with this game because the game is shorter. And we're just going to do a single playthrough. So, as always, if you are enjoying the content, please make sure to hit the like button. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button. And hopefully, I will see you in the next episode of Professor Builds a SteamWorld. I'm having a good time with it. I hope you are too. See you then.